Hi there, we're Paul and Carol Loves to Travel, currently on the seeking the Northern Lights.
Off to a great start.
Yes,
And
seeking the Northern Lights cruise on the Marella Discovery.
Yeah, that's it, cracking. Episode
7. So hopefully you've seen our episodes up until now, showing you from the beginning of the cruise right through of talking about our experience on the Marella Discovery. And as Paul's quite rightly put the right amount of fingers up, it's episode 7.
Yes.
So yesterday we told you about our trip to Honnensvag, and we'll carry on now when we got back on the ship and had a fantastic evenings with entertainment. I know we keep going on about this, however, we can't explain how highly enough how good it is, isn't it? The entertainment.
Every night is a high standards every single night.
Such variety.
Yeah. Different show every night. High standard every night. Can't speak highly enough.
It's just such a fun ship. Yeah. For example, we'll often have our dinner drinks in the atrium, and there's these two lovely waitresses in there, Jesna and Olga, isn't it? They're just as mad as a box of frogs, and just sing Happy Birthday or any random songs every time we go in there, isn't it? It's just.
But it's usually Happy Birthday.
It is usually Happy Birthday.
Which is great, because then we get a round of applause, but then we have to tell people it's not our birthdays.
But no, they're really great fun, and that's where Vernal, who's a very talented saxophonist, plays, isn't it, before dinner, and a guy, William, on a guitar. Very easy listening, and just a lovely atmosphere, isn't it, in the atrium. So that's where we spend our pre-dinner. Nothing else to add about that, really, is there?
No.
And the show that we went to was Putting on the Glitz, which was just, again, really emotional, wasn't it?
Which is a show that Anton Du Beke choreographed. He also appears in it on a screen, so he's
virtually all at the back.
So he's a virtual Anton Du Beke. He does some of the dancing. He sings a duet with one of the entertainment's team, which is quite a clever idea, which worked really well. But again, the singing and the dancing from Roland and Amy was just
phenomenal.
Amazing.
It is. It makes me. I've gone all goosebumpy again.
It's turn the heating up?
No. It is. The standard is just absolutely superb, and that show was excellent, wasn't it?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
We then went to. There was cabaret then. The show team worked so hard. They did do the show, and then they got to the live room where they actually did a cabaret. All the 6 singers, 3 males and 3 females, wasn't it? And again, it was just superb, really good. A few people have said, or comments on our Facebook, that live room was great, but it's hard to get a seat. We've never had a problem with that. Even though the ship's full, it never seems to be an issue.
You can't just walk. You can't expect to be on a ship when there's 1,800 people and walk into a room where there's 150 seats and always get a seat, because otherwise the size of the room, it'd be like Wembley Stadium.
The seats free up, don't they? And even with Paul with your dad in a mobility scooter, it's not been a problem.
And you can sit with other people. You don't have to sit on your own all the time.
Yeah, and we've met some really lovely passengers. People are a bit fussy, aren't they? So don't want to be sociable, but that's fine. And saying that, we're talking a lot about all the entertainment on the ship. If you are a cruiser that just loves to sit and read your book or do your crossword and find a quiet place, there are places like that around the ship. During the day, the venue's very quiet, isn't it? So you can go and sit in there. Yeah, there's also the coffee port.
And Bar 11 in the daytime, which is closed in the daytime, but obviously the actual room, which is fantastic views.
It is, yeah.
That's a good place to go if
you
want a bit of a quiet time.
Yeah. So
or just don't sit anywhere near us and you'll have a bit of peace and quiet.
Yeah, that's true, especially with you and your dad.
Yeah.
So anyway, we ended up at Bar 11 and had a fun night in there, and we got to see the Northern Lights again, didn't we?
Yes.
So that was great. Gavin introduced us to his entertainments team, who were just such a lovely bunch. It was really interesting talking to them about their experience of actually living on the ship and just the passion for what they do, because they're just.
I think to do what they do to such a high standard, you've got to be passionate about it. You can't just do it by numbers or go through the motions.
Yeah, and they just seem to get on so well, don't they? Which is really difficult in a big group, because the dynamics can often be shut. And living on ship isn't easy. I mean, I did it many years ago, and know that psychologically it can be quite tough when you're homesick, etc. But no, so we had another fun night in Bar 11, another late night. But we did get the bonus of seeing the Northern Lights again. Tried to get some photos again, they're all rubbish, so we're going to have to buy some. So then, after that, we had a good night's sleep, and then we arrived in Haarstad, which was a shuttle bus into town, and pouring with rain, wasn't it? But we thought
it was a bit overcast when you buy your tickets in by reception on the sort of giant iPad, as Carol called it the other day. They're £9 return. When we went out, it was a bit overcast. The closer we got to town, the heavier the rain got.
It was torrential.
And then when we got to, and we went through the town, and it just looked like driving through Gloucester city centre, which is where we live. You know, there's like an H&M and a Specsavers, and
yeah,
you know,
it wasn't very.
It wasn't. You know,
It
it
didn't
didn't have
excite us,
much of
did
a
it?
wow factor. And then when we got to the bus station, and there was about 150 people queuing to get back on the bus in the torrential rain, we decided that we wouldn't get off the bus at all.
We just stayed on the bus.
And we stayed on the bus and come back to the ship.
And the driver kept looking at us and said, like, get off. It's like, no, we're staying. He said, no, you must get off and have a look around. But it was just, we would have just got soaked.
So not the best use of £18 we've probably ever had, but you know, at least we stayed dry.
Yes, we did. So and people were getting on, and it was. I think if you like shopping, it's a great place to get off. And I'm sure if we came here again, we would do an excursion to see the outlying area, wouldn't we?
Yeah, but the bus into town maybe wasn't for us. But you know, you live and learn.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, does it? So back on the ship, and we headed straight to the live room where one of our favourite things was going on, wasn't it? Which is a live catchphrase. Yeah. Very cheesy game, but it is just so funny. And this we took your dad and sister because they missed it the first time and they loved it too. And then we went on to the chart quiz and joined in with this other couple who were lovely, weren't they? And I can't say the royal we because I'm not very good with stuff like that, but Paul, fair play, you got 190 points, didn't you? And then I went to a tiebreaker.
I've been joint first 3 times.
I know, and we still haven't got one of them blimmin' luggage straps.
I know, I'm just destined to have my
So the tiebreaker happened
away.
And the question was, how many members have there been of all time of Boney M, wasn't it?
Well, bearing in mind there was 3/4 people in Boney M.
Yeah.
I thought there was 8. The other person thought there was 9, and it was just the 23.
23.
So I was really close.
Yeah, so there's a fun fact for you. So 23 members of all time have been.
And their names are as follows.
No, they're not. So, anyway, so disappointed, we wandered out and went to have dinner in the Glass House, which is up on deck 9, the other end of the ship from the buffet restaurant. Yeah. And they do a waiter serviced dinner
and
pizza. But it's more than that, isn't it? We had a beautiful meat boards, cheese boards. You could pick 3 tapas each, which were all excellent. Yeah. And then we had a very thin, crisp pepperoni pizza, which was fabulous, wasn't it? Nice, really good. And a very different experience. Again, the service was superb. And it's all included in the all-inclusive.
Yeah, that's not a speciality.
There are speciality restaurants on board. There's Surf and Turf and Coral R. We were going to go to Surf and Turf, but it's £28.95 per person. And we've had such fantastic food around the ship, we've decided we're not going to do it.
Yeah, that's right.
So we won't be reporting back about that. But anyway, but definitely get yourself to the Glass House because that was superb, and we'll be doing that again before we get off, won't we? And then we went to the show. There's a couple on board, Brandy and Max. Brandy's American and Max is Dutch, isn't he? Yeah. And they're called Braxy Music, and I got goosebumps again. They're operatic classical singers, and it was just phenomenal, wasn't it?
But the songs they did last night, they did some classics like Messendorma and Messendorma.
It's Nessendorma.
Nessendorma and Time to Say Goodbye. But they also did some
David
pop
Bowie
songs like David Bowie, Queen and that sort of stuff as well. So,
very current stuff too, isn't it?
And I think it was called Crossing the Classics, which obviously explains why they did some pop music.
In fact, Paul's dad and sister refused to move out their seats and stayed for the second performance
so
as well,
watched
didn't they?
2 shows back
so
to back.
Your dad loved it, didn't he?
He did,
Which was, and Jan did. So that was great. We headed off to the venue to another. We do enjoy joining in some silly games. Most people probably don't, but we do, don't we? And this one was called
What's the Story?
Yes, with Louis and Sophie and Natalie, and it was just a lot of adult innuendos. You had these remote controls on your table that you had to decide how the story went, and it was hysterical, wasn't it? It was really good fun. The captain then had told us earlier in the day that leaving Haarstad, he used the word lumpy. He said the weather is going to be a bit lumpy, and we thought, oh, okay, so that means a bit of rock and roll, but by... was it, 11 o'clock?
I wasn't really sure what lumpy meant until it started getting lumpy. Yeah. And then I knew.
And it was pretty rough. In fact, that was the first time I felt a bit ropey. We were watching Bandjam, which was superb, because there was all the musicians out of B12 and TaylorMade, and Dante was there as well, wasn't he? But I just felt a bit odd. And
she looked odd as well, but I mean, that's just normal.
Yeah, that's just normal for me. A bit green around the gills. So we decided to go off to bed and take some cheese and crackers and have a cup of tea, didn't we?
Yeah.
So a bit of lightweights last night. But it was odd, wasn't it, walking around? Going back, it was like you were on a, well, I don't know, just a bit of a trampoline. But anyway, we were gently, it did ease a bit then, didn't it, in the early hours, and we were sort of gently rocked to sleep. And today we got up and we're off to, we've pulled up, well not, we haven't pulled up, we're tendered, aren't we, in the Lofoten Islands, which we're really excited about seeing, but it's torrential rain again, isn't it? But it does look like it's easing a little bit.
I think it's easing up, so we're going to give it a whirl.
Well, we've got an excursion booked. I've forgotten what it's called, but we'll tell you all about that in the next episode. So do catch us for episode 8, and we'll see you then.
Take it easy.
Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell for our future video updates. Thank you.